Okay. So in testing phase, we'll be like finding the defects, and we'll also communicate to the developers. And then the dev team, once they find it right, only in the testing phase, this will also happen. They will fix the defects and they will be sending us back to retest it and let us know. Okay. And then when until when this testing phase will go on, until the system is stable, this testing phase will be going on. Okay. Understood? Okay. So now I have actually analyzed the requirement. So now I have actually uh, got the requirement from my customer that I want this cake, and I have designed the cake in that way. So it was taken care in the design phase, and in the coding phase and the testing phase. In bakery, it will come together, right? We can't do a testing and all. So just for example, I put that. So what now? The cake is developed, okay, and it is tested and it is ready. Testing here is the tower okay, is the flavor fine, is the size okay, is the shape okay, everything we test. And what I do is I give it to the customer, right? I give the cake to the customer on the particular day. Imagine I deliver it with my delivery boy to the customer's home. So that phase is called as deployment phase. So an application is analyzed, a requirement is analyzed, I have designed it, I have coded it, I have tested it. Now I have to give it to the customer and I deploy it to the customer. That term is called as deployment. So when that deployment will do, when I will deliver the cake to the customer, when only when I am satisfied. Now the baker will finish everything, the designer will do everything, he'll come and show it to me. Ma'am, this is ready for delivery. So I will see, yeah, this is good, this is what that guy is expected, and I approve it. Okay. And what happens is the delivery boy, after that only he will take that cake for delivery. So project manager gives green flag to be deployed, and system is deployed to production. This is all about deployment. Okay. Any doubts here? Okay, fine. So now comes the maintenance phase. So now imagine, uh, I have delivered the cake. Now the delivery boy is there with the person, and the customer opens the cake and he sees that in happy birthday Ashwin. Okay, imagine Ashwin. Instead of ASHWIN, I have by mistake I sent it as AC. Okay, what he will do is, see, this name is wrong, and the delivery boy, he has the piping cone and all, he'll correct it. So that is called as maintenance. After delivering a software or an application to a customer, if that customer feels something is not good or something is not working for him, the project team should always be ready. Project and product team should always be ready to support the customer. Okay. So that is called as maintenance phase of your SDLC. This is the last phase. So customer starts using the system. Unidentified bugs from customers are addressed. See, I am using WhatsApp now. As a customer, I keep using. It is already developed, tested, it has gone through all phases, and it has come to me. Now what happens is, when I try to send a message, something goes wrong. Okay. When I touch on it twice or thrice only, the send button is sending my message. So this is a bug which is identified after coming to a customer. So at that time, I will call the WhatsApp team, or I can email a WhatsApp team and say them, see, this is not working as expected, or this is working in a wrong way. So at that time, the WhatsApp maintenance team should be able to fix it, should be able to communicate with the project team, and they should be able to fix it and give it back to us. So this is called as unidentified bugs from customers are addressed. So upgrade of system can be done, and enhancements can also be handled in the maintenance. Enhancement in the sense, see, now in WhatsApp we have a feature where for a message separately we can give a like button or a heart button or a smiley or something like that, right? So for that I need to have a long press, and I have to touch on the smiley which I want. But imagine I need a feature where I want something to be saved. I want a smiley to be saved in that feature, which I keep using commonly. And on double tap of my message, the saved smiley should come in automatically. So that is the feature. I feel that will be great. Okay. So that is called as enhancement. So in this case, the product team can go to the project team again and ask for maintenance. They'll say this, see, the many customers are coming up with these ideas. They feel this will be good if it is in this way. So that time also the WhatsApp team should be able to provide their provide the feature and provide maintenance. Okay, so this is all about SDLC phases. So any doubts here for anyone? Yeah. Upgrade of the system is in the sense like both are like same, but upgrade is like uh, I feel this is somewhat a lower version of a feature I am using. Okay. They says I need it to be in a higher level of version. So at that time you can ask your team and they will upgrade it. The customer, right? Now the WhatsApp team says, see, I want an upgraded version. You provide a upgraded version with these enhancements. So at that time they'll upgrade the application and they will provide it to the client. Yes, 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 yes. They'll put in all enhancements and they will upgrade your feature, what to say, version or feature, and they will give you. Any more questions? Okay, fine. So now in SDLC, we have lots and lots of models or methodologies we follow. Okay. So waterfall model, V model, prototype model, spiral model, Big Bang model, and agile model. So in this waterfall, V, prototype, spiral, and agile are very are very important models for your interview question. Big Bang model is a very rarely used. Okay, so I'll take you through one by one. Okay. So now, what is a waterfall model? So waterfall model, you people would have known already, but still I will like tell you. So it'll look like a waterfall, something from flowing from top and reaching the bottom. So what will happen is after analysis phase, the design phase will start. After design, the coding will start. After coding, the testing will start, and after that we'll have a release. Okay, so this is called as waterfall model. So in requirement analysis phase of a waterfall model, we will gather the requirements and BRS is business requirement specification will be created here. So based on the input from the customers, we will create a document, and that is called as requirement specification document. So that requirement in waterfall model, right? They'll freeze it in in this phase itself. Okay, if they'll not allow any future requirement changes in a waterfall model. So that is called as requirement freeze in the requirement analysis. So what is the output of this requirement analysis phase is business requirement specification. Okay, input is your inputs from your what to say stakeholders. Now going to the next phase of your waterfall model, this is where the architecture is defined. Okay, so what do you think the input of this phase of the waterfall model will be? Obviously from the previous phase, right? So the business requirement specification from your previous phase is going to be an input for the system design phase of your waterfall model. And what the output is going to be is your architectural design document. Okay, based on this requirement document, they will create an architectural design document and they will have it ready. So now we go to the next phase is implementation. Implementation is where the coding of the software is done. Okay, so for this, the input is going to be architectural design from the previous phase, and what your output is going to be is developed software. I think someone is not on mute. It's not on mute. Yeah, fine. So your developed software is going to be your what to say, your output of your implementation here. So the requirements are already freezed, right? So what will happen in the implementation phase, you'll have the complete software developed. Okay, so now next is your testing phase. Your some complete software is developed. So now what you're going to do is, here you're going to in this testing phase, you will be based on the developed software as an input, you will test the complete software, and you will report any bugs, and you'll do retesting, and you'll do regression testing, and all sorts of testing activities will be done here in the testing phase. So now what is going to be the output is, developed and tested software is going to be your output of this phase. Now going to the next one. So your developed and tested software is going to be your input of your deployment phase, right? So now what will happen, your developed code will be moved to your production. So now as a developed code moved to your production is going to be your output, and now your what is it, your application is in market. And what will happen in the maintenance phases, the production issues are are addressed here in the maintenance phase. Okay, this is how the waterfall model works, and the inputs and outputs of each phases of your waterfall model have also been addressed. Okay, any doubts in waterfall model? Okay, fine, no issues. So now what are the advantage of waterfall model is, it's a very simple, right? You are easily understandable. You are able to understand it is, and it's very simple also. And every phase will be having a deliverable. I showed you, right? Every phases were having outputs. So those are the deliverables. Okay. But disadvantages. So I have already freezed my requirement in the requirement phase, right? Now what will happen if I get a new requirement change? That is very tough to handle in this waterfall model. And imagine I'm having a very bigger project, so that the requirement phase itself will take so much time, then the design phase will take so much time. So obviously this is going to be a very time consuming methodology. So time consuming for bigger projects, projects with frequent changes in the requirement can also not be handled. So this is all about your waterfall model, SDLC and waterfall model. So that is it for today. Tomorrow I'll take you through the other SDLC models. So any doubts in any of the topics for today? Yeah, yeah. About overall you want, huh? Okay, fine. Okay, okay. No issues, no issues. Okay, so now we'll see. We saw what is a bug. So bug is something, a deviation from your requirement is called as bug. Okay, so what are the causes of bug? So the software is having a bug, but they're due to many reasons. So these are the reasons. So one by one, if we go, miscommunication or no communication. See, any one of the team or any in any SDLC phases you saw, right? In any of the SDLC phases, if you don't understand the requirement or miscommunicate between the team, then that will cause a bug. This is one point. So next point is unrealistic time schedule. For a project which needs to be completed in a year, if it is given only 3 months of duration, that will also cause a bug. That is called as unrealistic time schedule. And then next is lack in design experience. Obviously architectural design is a very important phase. The designing phase is an important phase of SDLC. So if that person is not having a good experience, and he if he does a very bad designing, what will happen is obviously miscommunication will happen, and that will also cause a bug in your software application. So going to next, coding. Obviously the coding people, the developer should also have a very good knowledge in coding. If someone from Java is put into Python, or someone from Ruby is put into what Java, so they'll not be having experience. So in that case, it will also consume time for them to take trainings and do it. Still they'll not be able to debug code. There are chances of missing something in your code. So that is also called as that will also create bug in a software. So going to the next, Version control is an important thing in software industry. So version control is like you should have different version, you should maintain your version of code or test cases or automation test scripts. So if anything is corrupted, or if the requirement comes like we need the earlier version, if the customer requests for earlier version of the application, it will be easy for us to pull the exact version and provide to the customer or test it. Okay, so if that is not maintained, obviously there are chances of bugs to be in the software. And next is third party tool. So developers, for developing, they'll be using third party tools and all. So if those third party tools are having some defects, and these people, without knowing, if they develop the application and push it to production, there are chances, because of that tool, there might be bugs in our application. So going to the next one, change in requirements. Now I said, right? So frequently, if a same module or different modules keep changing, then that is also going to cause bugs in your system. So next is poor software testing. So as development, testing is also a very important phase. So here also, if a person does not have a good experience, or he's not doing a testing in a very well manner, then there are bugs to be missed out also. So these are all about bugs. And after that, we came to SDLC. So SDLC is set of processes that we follow while developing and testing and delivering a software. Okay, this the main purpose of this SDLC is to give us good software to the market, and also to as it is a process, we'll be having a clear picture on what to do if we face any risks. Okay, so we saw phases: requirement analysis, planning, designing, development, testing, deployment, and maintenance. Is this fine, or do you want me to continue with the other part also? Fine, right? Okay. Okay, any more questions, doubts, anything you can